Hello and welcome to the podcast. We just had to restart because OBS is big bot and didn't record audio. So at least we weren't too far in. So let's go back in, and we were talking about how the first round pick'ems for the major, and we pretty much agreed that these what were they? The 7 teams to go through. We all have the exact same teams. We all think that they'll go through, and then we have Ints going 0-3, both of us. The only difference we have on both of these are the 3-0s, and he has 4s, and I have Evingar, but I don't think Evingar will go 3-0, and that's basically where we were. That's pretty caught up. And also, you're global and wingman.
Yeah,
Dude, you're.
I should be global in matchmaking too, because
I used to be Master Guardian Elite and wingman. Now I'm Silver 1. I don't know how.
did you not play?
Yeah, and then when I came back, played my one ranking match, Silver 2. And then I
Well,
got faced up against a hacker, so I don't know how that works.
yeah, that's not fun.
Okay,
This is
so
this is the second time I've gotten global in Wingman. I ranked out.
wait, what's your level in Face It to go off topic a little bit?
Hard to play Face It.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
I think I'm level 1.
oh, same,
Yeah, I don't play it.
same. All right, so in our first round matchup, we have Vitality versus Simon, and I think you said that you see Simon having a chance.
Yeah, Simon gonna upset Vitality.
Yeah, I still don't see it happening, but that is your opinion, and I can see where you're coming from. They're a very unknown team, but they're ranked 16th out of this entire stage, and I think anyone in the Legend stage, except for no, I'd say anyone in the Legend stage currently could beat them, and they're ranked 16th in this stage. But I guarantee you they could at least beat half the teams that are on the right side of the page. Dream Eaters, Tyloo, Ints, Hellraisers, Force, Complexity, Greyhound. I think they could beat at least half those teams.
Don't sleep on Simon.
Okay, NRG versus Dream Eaters. You said ever since what was it?
Dream Eater's gonna win.
I still see I still see NRG winning this one.
Nah, because Stanislaus a big noob. And because Tarek is toxic.
Yeah, Tarek's toxic, dude. It's the one angel of Cirque, the European player.
Cirque's the only good player on NRG.
Yeah, he's the only EU player. That's why.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
so uh,
without Cirque, they'd just be shite.
G2 versus Tyloo.
Yeah.
What you think about that one?
I think G2 are the clear favourites, but Tyloo definitely have a chance because they have some fraggers, and because G2 aren't used to a
Yeah,
also
yeah,
Asian teams typically overperform at majors because no one's used to their stuff,
yeah,
as well as shitty online CIS team like Dream Eater.
yeah. You're not wrong because I remember who was it? I don't remember who they lost to originally, but Tyloo played Cloud9 in the 1-0 stage of the challenger stage of last major, and then they beat them. And then VC, the other Chinese team, played Cloud9 when they were 1-1 in the challenger stage, and they both beat them because they had no clue. But neither one of them went through.
Yeah, I
Tyloo
remember.
lost all
Everyone,
three best of threes in a row. They lost the first one to NRG, which made sense, but then they lost their next two to teams that were much worse. So
I remember last major, everyone put VG Gaming to go 0-3, and they were fucking fanatic when 0-3 instead.
yeah, that was big sad.
That was crazy.
I literally didn't
Fanatic.
get my Pick'em's token diamond because I picked Cloud9 to go 3-0 and didn't know the strategy where you put your teams that you think will advance in the bottom. So I didn't do that strategy. If I would have done that in the challenger stage, I would have got it because I had 6 points instead of 7, or like I
Thing
had
is that,
5 instead of
that gold
6.
is actually rarer than diamond because everyone.
Well, no, almost nobody got diamond first because there was a glitch they said where if you watch the
Oh yeah,
games,
yeah.
but the thing was is that never happened to me.
But now everyone's got diamond.
Yeah, everyone's got diamond. A lot of pros still have gold though because they took balls picks. They had balls with their picks. Anyways, North versus Ints.
North should win it.
Yeah, no,
Int might just be Brazilian and
yeah, and North Ints might just be Brazilian. Furia versus Hellraisers. You said Oscar might go off.
yeah, I think Oscar and Lowell and Isa and all the good players
Yeah,
and Furia freaking
these are
and they
two unknown
have
teams.
disabled J.
Disabled J. I remember people spamming that in Twitch chat the other day when they were playing. Who was it? Uh, I don't remember their.
And in America's mind.
Oh yeah, in the America's Minor, that's what was
Yeah, I
happening.
forgot disabled J. It's just bad.
Now I
He's supposed to
know.
be right. It's not. It's bad.
All right, so I gotta go and ask you this: Mouse Sports versus Fours. I know you're a big Mouse fan, so
Well, I think that Mousesports should win it and the favourite. However, watching Mousesports, I wouldn't be surprised if, because I've watched both a lot. I've watched a lot of Mousesports and a lot of Falls.
yeah. What I've saw of Mouse Sports, their first couple games with their new roster, I saw a lot of potential in Frozen, but ever
They
since,
just dominated online CS.
yeah,
Frozen still did.
Frozen wasn't in the past couple big LAN events. He wasn't doing the best, but that might be because of how young he is.
No, he's
He
doing
was like
fine.
16. He was like 16 at the time, and if I knew I was up there, cause I'm 16, if I was up there, I'd be scared of shit as well. So I mean, you really can't blame him.
No, Frozen's still doing fine.
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying, but he's not been doing as well as he was online at some points.
Let's take a look.
I do believe.
What stands out to me is that one game against X Space Soldier. All right. Yeah, he fucking dominated there. No, if you look at the HL TV page,
H-
basically he's doing the same as he was before, except now he's more consistent. Because before, like one game he'd have a 1.76 rating, then a 0.81 the next. But now he's pretty consistent.
oh, you're right. I just remember him doing shit in like 3 games that I watched of theirs. So, and even then, he wasn't doing shit. He was just doing shit for Frozen levels.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I do feel like
Uh,
Frozen could be potentially Mousesport's best player.
Mousesports have a lot of potential best players. They've got 4 of them. The good thing about Mousesports is that anyone
Who do you
can step
consider
up.
those four to be? Everybody but Kerrigan?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
Hanselman,
was gonna say.
Carrigan or Pistol.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Because I feel like Chris J is so slept on nowadays.
Yeah.
He can be one of the best players in the world if he's on his good day. Like he's so slept on.
If he feels like it. If he feels like being good, he'll play good.
And to me, he's one of the older players that can still do very well. I feel like him and Guardian are two of those players because
Guardian's head dropping off a bit now, but Chris J's
Chris J
found
is like
some.
20. He's like 31, I think.
Chris J's 29.
Oh, he is. He was 31 then. I know Kerrigan's 29. I think.
Guardian's 28.
I mean, but these people grew up with CS, so I mean, they've been playing for a very long time.
Yeah,
In
they have.
general, they're not even used to this kind of gear. They were playing with still like balls that track your mouse movement instead of lasers that we have nowadays.
I mean, 10 years ago, no,
You cut out there. You cut out there.
yeah, 10 years ago they had mice like we do now. Even 15 years ago.
Well, yeah, but when you get like this game's 20 years old this year, so I mean, about now it's about turned 20.
Yeah, Zywu was born when CS launched.
That you broke out again. It's when CS went.
Zywu was born on the same day that CS was launched.
Yo, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Avangar versus Complexity. This is kind of a
I think
50-50 for me.
Avangar should do it because Complex just and
Yeah, I feel like the person that could be the game changer for Complexity is definitely Obo, the one that we all think, the 16-year-old. If he plays good on LAN, there's a very well chance that they just.
Obo's overhyped.
Yeah, he is
Like
overhyped, but if he
there's
does
a
do good.
million 16-year-old prodigies and Complexity is one of them, but he's massively overhyped. Basically, he was good at fragging against online teams once, and
Yeah, I feel like what Complexity was trying to go for is a very weird thing. I mean, it looked like they were just trying to drop the IGL role and then just try to pick up a bunch of fraggers, but they picked up Sick, which I don't think was a good pick up. I think Sick is not a very good player.
Basically, they got 5 boring and overhyped players. It's a roster that's going no.
Yeah, I've never really liked Shazam either.
Yeah, I think I know what.
Why? Wait, what?
You are racist.
No, yeah, that's it, dude. That's it. How'd you know, dude? You found me out, dude. I'm a
Yeah.
racist. Actually, it's something like I don't know why this thought shut my mind up, but I want to talk about something else later. So who do you think is gonna win? Avangar versus Complexity Avangar,
Yeah, I think
and then Crazy versus Greyhound.
crazy, easy, 16-0.
Yeah, I can see Crazy winning, but I don't know about no 16-0. I
16-0.
feel like Greyhound might try to give him the Dick Stacy though. That player's so overhyped though, but I think it's the funniest thing to me.
It's cause he's got a funny.
Yeah, that you're so right. It's just he got a funny name. I'm still
I
mad
mean,
that they didn't get the sticker in the game. Hold on, let me find it.
yeah.
I'll show it to the stream. He tried to submit this one for Katowice last year, and then they declined it.
Did you see his new one that he submitted for this?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs a stop. So
Did you see the one that's from this major that was the one that they tried to sneak in the word blat, sukable? I don't remember who it was, but
sure.
there was one that they like whose name was like I don't remember what their name was, but it was like suka. It was like something and then blah, and so they put like sukable in the middle. It was funny. I don't know how
Oh,
to
I think I remember now. Yeah.
Anyways, and then we have yeah, you said Crazy gonna win against Greyhound.
16-0.
I mean, the thing about Greyhound is they don't really have like they're basically just a bunch of players that couldn't make renegades.
Yeah, basically.
And I mean they are ranked 22 in the world, but I don't think they did the system to see. They said it's based on like elo. I'm pretty sure the last major was based off of you.
They
They all took turns, or no, they all voted for every team, and then you ranked what team you thought like what ranking they were, 1 to 16, and then they averaged them out, and whatever your average was your rank. So like pretty much everybody at the time put Astralis as number one. Astralis was ranked number
Yeah,
one.
last time the pros did the seeding. This time they're using HLTV.
Yeah, and I feel like HLTV rankings could be deceiving depending on who you're playing against,
Yeah.
because, and that's why because I mean, if you consider Vitality only playing smaller events without Liquid, there Vitality would take the number one spot and would be seeded number one after, even though they're worse than Liquid. Kind of like what happened with Astralis, even other than they were actually better than them. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't. Okay, continue. All right. So then we were gonna talk about the matchups, and then we talked about predictions to win. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this: who do you think is gonna win the major? Like,
Mouse sport.
you think Mouse? No, no. Okay, okay. Let me ask you this: there's two questions here. Who do you want to win the major, and who do you think is going to win the major?
Both mouse sport.
All
No, I
right.
think Astralis is most likely to win it. Then mouse sport.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Then
have to go say this. I'm gonna
then
go ahead.
Liquid. No, Astralis, mouse sports, ends Liquid Vitality.
You broke out after you said Vitality.
I ended there.
Oh, so it's just making noise after you stop talking. Oh, okay. So, I feel like I really want to see like a Navi win. I want to see either Navi or NIP
Yeah, I think
win because
Phase,
Navi has so many
Phase,
players.
NIP, mouse. Those are the ones that I want.
Yeah, they deserve to win. I feel like Get Right and Forest have been in, I think, 5 grand finals of a major and have only won one.
Guardians hasn't even won a single one.
Yeah, Guardians never won one. That's why I want to see Navi win one because Simple has been in 2 major grand finals, and Flamey and them have been in a bunch, and it's just they deserve one. But the team that I think is gonna win is Astralis. I have to agree with you on this one. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's easy.
when they took the player break, they were the team that didn't take the player break. I feel like they just did not stop
Probably, yeah.
grinding because they want their spot back. Especially Device. I know Device is win hungry. I know some players aren't as win hungry, but I think Zippix and Device are the two that are probably the most hungry to win another one. And I feel like who do you think will be the MVP of the major if Astralis do win?
Device.
Yeah, I think Device or Zippix. I think maybe
No, Zipex. Zipex isn't gonna perform well enough across the whole.
yeah, Zippix is
It's
more
gonna
of a
be
support
Device.
player, but I mean, if he just wins a bunch of important clutches,
If
that could
it's
be
not
argued
Device
for.
or Magisk, it's gonna be Dupree.
Do what? If you think it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
Magisk?
if it's not Zipex. No, if it's not Device or Magisk, it's gonna be Dupree.
Yeah,
But it's most
Dupree.
likely
Yeah,
gonna be Device.
well, that's the most logical step. It'd probably go Device, Magisk, Dupree, Zippix, Glaive. That would make logic. And then, so yeah, I feel like Liquid have a chance, but I feel they have more of a chance to make it to the grand final and they'll choke against somebody. However, they've been getting
Shit, I
rid of their
know.
choking, so I don't think they'll choke. I
Nah, they gotta choke. Once a choker, always a choker.
once a choker, always a choker. But what about Astralis? They didn't. They were a choke at first, and now they're not.
Yeah, but then Astralis won 2 majors, so we still make.
They won 3 majors, but what do you mean? Wait, are you saying that they won 2 majors in a row after they stopped choking?
Well, yeah, they won 2 majors after they stopped
Okay,
choking. So
because the first one could have been seen as they just had a good run, kind of like some of the other ones. Yeah. So let's go on
I mean,
and
Liquid have had a nice little period where they managed to actually close out some games, while it doesn't not make them.
yeah, good point, good point. And they keep winning against the same teams over and over again.
Basically,
Vitality, Ints,
they're
like
gonna face
in their
some actual
fast
opposition at the major.
5 big event wins, which would be, I'm not counting like the blast ones, which would be New York. I mean Chicago. I mean not New York. New York's in a little bit later in the year. Chicago, uh, Dallas, Sydney, Cologne, and ESL Pro League. They won against G2, Ints twice, uh, Vitality once, I think, and then I don't remember who the last team was. Fnatic, because that was Sydney.
Yeah,
So that's only 4 teams that they beat to get in the grand finals. They never beat us. There was no
NGG2,
Astralis.
Vitality, Fnatic. No, they did beat Astralis, I think.
Yeah, they beat Astralis, but
Not in the
it wasn't
finals,
grand
but
finals. I feel like that would have scared them a lot more.
yeah, true.
G2 was I don't think G2 had much of a chance. Fnatic played really well in their final, surprisingly.
They should have
Considering they
won
didn't
it, to
even
be honest.
uh, qualify for the major, but they played that well against Liquid in the grand finals. That was
Yeah.
scary for Liquid. It took them to
Well, I
3
mean, it was
maps
a
and
long time.
overtimes and stuff.
I mean, Fnatic not qualifying for the major, that was quite a recent, whereas Sydney, that was way, like, right after.
Yeah, good point. And that was also Liquid's first big tournament win, other than I by Power Masters.
I mean, basically, that was, they had to win that. If they lost to Fnatic, it would have been unacceptable, because there were no other top teams to challenge.
Let's go. I want to look at that. Uh,
There was a new mouse spot, and there was a phase, which was using 2 stand-ins the
for
first
the
game,
yeah, they didn't
using
have
one
Nico,
stand-in
which is
instead
the
of
main
Nico.
thing there. I mean, there was MIBR, NIP, NRG, but other than that, there was no really big teams there. I mean, FaZe was there, yes, but they were playing with Their opening match they played with 2 stand-ins, and then after that they played with 1 stand-in. But their stand-in was for Nico, who was their IGL and their star fragger. So
Exactly. So really, it would have been like absolutely unacceptable for Liquid to not win.
yeah, and then yes, 3-2 grand finals with the score was they had to win that event. Though they pretty much had to.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I forgot there was no good teams there. I feel like it was the first event where they actually started having competition was Dallas a little bit because they had Ince there and Furia there who was on a tear, and then they started having Vitality at Cologne and stuff like that. It was 10-16 they lost the first map, 16-14 second map they won, 16-8 they won, 6-16 they won, and then 16-9 they won. So that was actually a pretty good series. JW actually popped off.
I think there needs to be a new Swedish team made of the ashes of Nip and Fnatic,
That's
so
what
they
they
can
should
get
do. Just
one
move all the good
consistent
players to
team that's
one
not.
team. Lekro has to be one of the first people you pick up. Maybe you could even take Olaf. Maybe
I don't know. Liquor is pretty shit right now.
I feel like Lekro is probably one of the better players on NIP. Forest, you have to take. You have to take Forest.
For us, for experience, yeah, and then Rez and Jado
Well,
and
Rez has
Crew.
been playing like shit recently too.
Let's check that out.
If you go
Yes, a
look at
little
his
bit.
like recently played, he is awful. Like I remember watching the relegation for NIP, and they barely got to keep their like he has a 2.0 rating of 0.97 right now.
Let's see. He was shot against Heretic. He was shot against Heretic. Okay against Spirit. Average, inconsistent against Sprout. Fine against Windigo. Shit against Heretics. I don't know. He's been doing fine. Like if you look at him playing against the top teams like Melsport, he did.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be one of their star players. He's not supposed to be.
I mean, is he? NIP don't have role.
That's what like I mean. If you look at it back at his like one win, he was the IME Oakland 2017 MVP, and so if he could have stayed like that, I wonder how many events they would have won. I feel like, in my opinion, if I think somebody that's gonna get cut, I don't think it's gonna be get right. If somebody gets cut after the major and then Golden stays, I don't think it's gonna be get right.
Let's get right.
I mean, I could see where you're coming from, but
Everyone knows that he's leading after the main.
how even old get right at this point?
29.
He's 29, dude. There's so many players that are 29, but he's just such a legendary player. I feel like he's got 10 MVPs in tournaments. That's insane.
He's also been doing pretty shit in the past few.
I mean, he's
Basically,
been middle of the scoreboard.
0.93 rating across the past 3 months, which is very shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Basically, it's confirmed now that he's losing after the major, and they're picking up maybe Golden instead of.
I don't know if they'll pick up Golden though, or keep
I
Golden.
mean, where else is? They know that they need an IGL, really, and Golden's not going back to
Isn't that
Cloud.
what Lekro is?
They don't have any roles really.
They don't have rules.
I mean, everyone's an IGL and an offer.
Everyone's an IGL, everyone's an entry frag, everyone's an opper.
Yeah, it's like a shit version of Fate.
Well, they have a little bit more. They have a little bit more chiseled roles, but
Slightly, yeah.
all right. So you want to go on to CCL news?
Yeah, basically, Instinct's gonna.
Instinct's gonna what?
It's gonna be an Instinct UMX Grand Final and Instinct to go.
Instinct. You think Instinct's gonna win?
Yeah.
So I think you probably know a little bit more than I do about this. I heard a little bit about it, but I don't know. I heard now that Consistent has been leaving, but he's been standing in. But they also had somebody else leave from Consistent, from UMX. Who was that?
I don't know. I don't know who said it. I didn't watch it.
I heard somebody else. I saw it in chat, but I don't know who it was. So yeah, so I that might be bad against UMX.
I mean, basically, the teams are just having roster changes all the
Yeah,
time. They're not exactly suffering because how the pro level of
yeah. Who do you guys? So ABC versus Instinct. Who do you think's gonna win that one?
instinct, and then instinct's gonna be UMX.
I think ABC is gonna win against Instinct, and then ABC is gonna lose against UMX, and then I think ABC is gonna be. I think it's gonna be Cocksuck versus Bits and Pieces, and then Cocksuck's gonna win, and then I think.
No, bits and pieces are for sure gonna beat Cox.
You think so? Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah,
team
yeah,
that's the team that took a map off Bits and Pieces. UMX.
yeah. They're a pretty good team.
Yeah, good point.
The Zephylis is gonna beat Hell Satan.
Absolute shambles is Hell Satan's, right?
They need to decide their fucking name.
Yeah, I think the Ziphilis will actually lose to Absolute Shambles, but
No, Zephylis is gonna win. Easy peasy. And then Zephylis are gonna lose to ABCD over in match.
so you
And
think?
it's gonna be bits and pieces against ABCD in the losers. Yes,
Yeah,
not losers final. Match 11. I think bits and pieces are gonna win it. And then bits and pieces are gonna face UMX again.
yeah,
And UMX are gonna win. And then it's gonna be UMX Instinct in the finals, which is a rematch of match or the winners pre-final.
yeah. I can see that.
So essentially, we're gonna get UMX against Instinct twice. Once in the final, once before. Should be a good.
I think it's gonna be a UMX win with they're gonna win against ABC in the grand finals. That's my prediction at least.
Nah, ABCD have some very funky roster changes, so
Wait, when
nah.
did they have roster changes?
All the time they've played with like 20 different players at this.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't been home for like out of the past month. I've been home for 3 weeks of it, so
Yeah,
it's been crazy for me. So I'm actually home now, and I'll be able to do actually stuff for this thing. Uh, so do we have a official sign up for CCL yet though for next season? There's gonna be a season 3, right?
I don't know. It might be fun to get to do a season 3 if I get some help with scheduling and shit and getting teams. It's probably gonna have to be some sort of different format though.
Yeah, this
That
format was a little bit.
it's what everyone voted for. That's what they fucking got. So don't blame me.
Yeah, I know. I said, but I was meaning like it's a little on the long
Yeah,
side. But
if
I
it's
felt.
something that can like perpetuate itself, that can go on forever. Maybe some kind of ladder thing where every team is ranked like I don't know 1 to 20 or some shit, and to go up and down the ladder, you have to beat the team below or
And then it could
uh,
go on for a couple
at,
months at a time,
yeah, basically.
and
And
then we could have
then
the
the problem with
finals.
that is actual like teams maybe they don't want to play against each other.
Yeah. Maybe the number one team doesn't want to play the second team, so the third team just keeps challenging second team over and over again, and the second team ever
Yeah.
can't take number one spot ever. That
Maybe if you like couldn't reject challenge.
yeah, you have to play maybe like once every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
or you could call a game a scrimmage before, so maybe like the number 2 and the number 8 team want to play. Well, that's fine. You just have to
If it's
call it a scrimmage.
something that can like perpetuate itself like this, nothing else that'll be pretty.
Yeah. And then eventually they could be like a finals. So like we could say, okay, in 4 weeks, this is the whoever's on top. These are going to be the final rankings, and say there's 8 teams. Then the first team will play eighth, second team play seventh, and then you could do that. That's actually not a bad idea. That's cool.
Or we could have like a 1 or 2 month thing where there's like a giant group of maybe 10 or 12 teams, and they all play each other, I don't know, once or twice. And then the top 4 teams go into a single elimination.
Best of three. So like a round robin
Yeah,
type.
all best of 3, like a round robin thing to a genuine playoffs.
Yeah,
Because
I like that idea.
when you've got double elimination playoffs, it kind of takes the tension out of it, and makes it boring.
Or you don't even have to have a top 4. You could do top 8 even, and then just the 4 worst ranked teams don't advance.
Yeah.
But I mean, double elim I think is what's making this take stupid amount of time.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I mean, technically, we could have games going on currently. We could play Absolute Shambles versus the Syphilis.
Well, I told them to organize their shit, so
Cocksuck versus Regal could play. We have to wait on their IGL Instinct to get hack, so they can play at ABC. And then after that, then the UMX versus them game could go on, and then the Bits and Pieces versus whoever wins that one yet. So like I mean, we could eventually get that going. But yeah.
just gotta put a bit of pressure on them to actually get that shit together.
Um. Okay, so let's go. You want to move on to the next
Sure.
thing? All
Want them
right.
to?
We have I figured we'd go ahead and talk about the new team that might be coming up. That 100 Thieves is actually coming into
Oh yeah.
CS,
Who do you
and
think bought out Alexi B? FaZe or 100 Thieves?
I could see that's actually something else I have pulled up on my tab bar that I was gonna talk about. We can talk about that first, and then I think 100 Thieves got him up, but I could see FaZe picking him up, and then them like they're doing like a trade where 100 Thieves take Neo. That could be a possibility, but I think FaZe might want to stick with who they have for right now till after the major.
Yeah, of course after the major, because well, Neo's a stand-in, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's gonna have to be after the major, because you know the roster lock's in place, and they're not gonna change it 4 days before the major.
it is
But
confirmed that
basically,
Alexi B is leaving
yeah, well, not confirmed. It's been reported very extensive.
by Decay. And then Sonny's supposed to be replacing him, and apparently
Yeah,
Alu is going to be taking over the
that's what
IGL
I
role,
read.
and I don't know how I feel about that one.
He's the most experienced player, and like you know, Fallen did the All Pro and the LG. I think Alu's a pretty smart.
Yeah, but what I would have honestly done if it was my choice, I probably would have got rid of Ariel because I feel like
I
Ariel.
don't think they wanted to get rid of. I think he was just bought out, so he had to go.
Yeah, but I've also heard the thing that it was not completely just based off, oh, this is the most shit player we have. I heard it's also partly the fact that um they had personality clashes with each other, and Alexi B was the person that was causing them.
What I read was that Alexi B lost his motivation after told that he was going to be.
Yeah, I heard that too. But I definitely think Sonny is a good player, and to be honest, I thought Sonny was going to be the one joining 100 Thieves. I thought it was going to be like a Cold Zero, or Cold Zero, Sonny, Flusha, maybe Kiyoshima. Like, because there's a bunch of.
Kyosh, 100 Thieves said that they want a roster that can actually last and win things
Yeah,
instead
and
of
that's
just
when you
getting
don't want Kyo.
shit cheap players. So they're not going to get Q, and they're not going to get Sunny, or they're not going to get Cold Zero, because they're not going to get build some kind of shit international team that's going to get to the finals of one tournament, then fail. Like,
I feel like then one of the best people you need for that is Flusha.
yeah, I think they contacted Flusher, but he's still on his break.
Yeah, because his mom died during the 2019 Katowice major. But I mean,
Just
so did Dupree's dad. Dupree's dad died during it, but
not during, just before both.
oh yeah. But yeah, I definitely see them picking up Flusha. But you said that you don't think they'll pick up Cold Zero because he's like they want a roster that'll last, and he's kind of toxic.
Yeah,
But
I
if you
mean
think of it like
we've
this,
seen how toxic he is now.
yeah, but he was with them for I think he joined them in 2015, I believe.
Something like that.
Either 2016, like early 2016 or 2015. I check. 2015 he joined in August of 2015. He joined Luminosity with them all the boys. So he's been with them that same lineup, other than a couple players being in and out, since 2015, and he just left in 2019 because he saw them going nowhere. So I don't think he's that toxic. I think he's kind of committed, in my opinion. But I could see he's been handling his situation pretty shit. Like he's not handled the situation well.
Well, he benched himself.
Yeah, that's what Smooya did. But Hellraisers, not Hellraisers. Big was not doing very good without Smooya, so they just brought him back in.
Yeah.
So yeah, but who do you think the lineup will be, based off of players that could be picked up
Well,
and people that are
there was
not
a leak
inactive?
from the big manager. Wasn't Legia. Might have been Legia or no, Kakafu. The big manager, there was a leaked conversation with him saying that Smooya wasn't back permanently. He was only back until just after the major, when I think he'd be leaving again. So I think they might try to. They're gonna do an English-speaking roster. They're gonna get Smooya, maybe Flusher. I don't think they're gonna get Cold Zero because his buyout's too big, and you're not gonna get that much from him for that price. And I think they might try to get someone like
Alexi B.
Oscar or some, yeah, Alexi B and Oscar, and maybe some no chance players like probably not Stico because they want a really good roster, but that'd be a solid pickup. Uh,
Stico would be one of the better players in my opinion. It,
he's he's he
he's
can
been
play
playing
every
very
role now.
well.
Basically, he's also IGLing for no chance, not
Yeah,
Michael Early.
he was IGLing and playing extremely well.
Yeah, he's really good.
I saw somebody say on HLTV that Zaiwu was gonna pick up, and I immediately thought there's no way because they're doing too well. Why get rid of what if it's not broke? Don't fix it. They're second in the world right now, only behind the best team, one of the best teams to ever play CS.
No, well, they could have shit.
Yeah, I could agree. I think if Astralis 2018 Astralis played Liquid the way they're playing now, I definitely think Astralis would have won.
Yeah, of course, like easy 3-0 with the best of.
Okay, so also I've heard or they've been talks of the fact that KNG is not going to be on INTZ after the major. He's going to be actually joining MIBR.
Yeah, that's pretty much confirmed as well.
But the thing about that is I don't know if you know this, but MIBR is a brand of Immortals, and Immortals said they'd never bring
Yeah,
KNG back after the whole situation of you prove it or I'll kill you.
that was really funny.
Yeah, they said that they'd never bring him back, and they're already trying to get him back the second Cold Zero leaves.
I mean, they're not really Immortals. I mean, they're owned by Immortals, but I think MIBR are still their own thing
Yeah, I
a
can
little
see
bit.
that. Immortals is just a very expensive brand, and they have money for to buy a lot of stuff. Like they bought out the Optics team.
Oh, Optic. Oh, poor guys.
I love
Then
Optic.
again, Optic is shit.
I
No,
honestly,
Optic shit.
I think the Optic team I actually really like. However, this is something else I want to talk about because when you said racist earlier, this actually reminded me that I wanted to talk about this, and I have no clue why. A refresh getting benched on Optic and replaced with Cajun B. To me,
But
that was
it's a good move.
it is a good move, but I really love Refresh. Like Refresh is one of my favorite players. He was the reason I watched Optic. He's been not playing that well recently, but he at some points can just go off, and I think he's a pretty good support player as is. But he's also really good in general.
Basically, the only time he actually went off was when he stood in for Cloud9 in that one weird.
Yeah, he was good in that event.
But aside from that, he's been pretty shit since he joined back in January. He was kind of overhyped on the Fractals roster after he stood in. I think they're doing the right thing by getting Cajun B instead because he's an overall better player and he's more.
Yeah,
Also, refresh is toxic in FPL as we saw with the whole Smoothie thing.
I didn't know he was talking. I didn't follow that. I don't listen. I don't really watch too many streams of people play FPL because to
I
me
didn't I didn't watch it either, but it was kind of a big thing a
it was
few
clipped
months
and then
ago.
Reese posted on Twitter and stuff.
Basically, refresh just didn't try in a game. He was like, kind of basically throwing, so Smee told him to kill himself, and then
Wait,
Smee got a few days.
Oh, Smooya told him to kill himself?
Yeah, because I mean, FPL is kind of important to some people because you need money. Like, why even queue for an FPL game if you're just not going to try?
That is true. Um, anything else you think is important to talk about?
Let's see after the May.
I mean, after the major, there is some events going on. There's the Blast,
ESL New York.
there's ESL One New York. There's Blast Moscow. There's of course the one event that we both love, the Arctic Finals.
Active conversation.
Yeah, that's funny in my opinion. That what is, it's. Do you want to talk about that first?
What's that to talk about?
How Cloud and I
Never
are gonna
part of it.
win?
Nah, Cloud9 shite.
Yeah, they have Daps. You said Daps is like the best in NAIGL.
Yeah, but it's not a good IGL objective. Good for NA doesn't mean good.
Wow. Okay. We'll see. When Cloud9 win that, don't at me, dude. Cloud9 are gonna win that event. Also, it was revealed who the final team is. They won. I think it was
Super Jimmy Gaming.
Was it? I thought it was uh crap. There you go. Oh, it's SGA. Yeah, you're right. I thought
Yeah.
Javi would have had it, but
I mean, all these lower tier Finnish teams, they're pretty much all around the same skill level, like Havu, Super Jimmy Health.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, and then there's one other team. There's two other events. There's ESL New York. Uh, New York 2019. Which one is? I don't even know who's there at this point. I kind of forgot.
I don't know, all
Oh,
the favorite top teams.
dang, that's actually a pretty good lineup. Is there only 8 teams supposed to be there, or is it gonna be more? Oh yeah, there's only 8 teams. That's kind of a small
It's
event.
gonna be new cash trail match.
Yeah, I saw that one. There's the cash show match. Um, but it's Liquid, Astralis, Ints, NRG, Phase, G2, Optic, and E United. Two of those teams don't seem to fit there, and it's definitely G2 and E United. Just kidding. But I do think we we could see there's going to be some good competition at this event. My question is, how's the setup? Like, I wonder how it's going to work.
I think it's gonna be a pretty chill tournament, like IEM Sydney.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how the bracket's gonna work. Is it gonna be just the
Oh yeah,
quarterfinals, grand
the
semis, grand?
format's not been released yet.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, how's this gonna work? That's very interesting. I hope that it. I would hope it'd be best of three double M, but there's only 4 teams, 8 teams here, so I bet it's probably not gonna be that. Tickets are pretty expensive for that event. Dang, what the heck? It's a wait, it was at 26, 27, 28, 29. So it's a 4-day tournament. So I mean, yeah, there it could be best. It could be double them. And then we have Blast Moscow, and I think Vitality's attending that one. Are they
Could
not?
have groups or something. Could have maybe 2 days of groups and 2 days of play.
Yeah, they could just go straight to semis and then grand finals. You're right. You're right. The teams that Blast Moscow are Vitality, Ent, Navi, NIP, and MIBR. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say Vitality are probably gonna win that, or Ent.
Probably Vitality. I don't think Ents are gonna be as good without like.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like that's probably not the best move, but what can you do? And
Yeah.
then The qualifier is I'm trying to see who won that or if it's already finished yet. Wait, what? Oh, that's strange. Why did? Oh, it's because they didn't have a fourth time. It's for the time. Okay, never mind. All right. So any last words you want to talk about? Any last things? Today's gonna be a shorter one.
I don't have anything to say.
You don't got anything to say?
No.
All right. Thanks for watching. I guess. Thanks for listening. If you were not
Yeah.
much of
Tune in. Tune in next.
next week probably. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how CCL goes.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. See you guys.